Welcome back to Views from the 50, an NFL podcast where we provide coverage on all things NFL. I'm your co-host, El Jefe, and I'm joined by my fellow members of the SFN crew. Then introduce everybody. Oh, I wasn't supposed to read that. Forget the script. How y'all fellows doing, man?
What's
Tommy, we
good?
got we got Sav in the building. Wayne, Tommy Grand. How's everybody doing?
Yeah,
Chilling.
we here. We here.
It's been a very busy day. I feel like this room that I'm sitting in is kind of empty. It used to not feel this way. I know you said welcome back, but I know there's a lot of changes going on as we can see.
Yeah, a lot of changes, a lot of changes. You're right about that. But
I mean,
you know,
name change, new
name
faces, new
changes, new
faces.
faces. We got some new members.
New
But
face.
I will say this: shout out Trev, man, and we got one more new member. I won't say his name yet, but he will be in attendance soon. But shout out Trev, he'll be back for another episode. Until then, fellas, let's get right into it. We got some rooks, just like we do right here on the new season. We got three rooks entering the new NFL season, and Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, and Bryce Young. Who's gonna have the biggest impact? What y'all think, man? Tommy Grant, how you feeling?
I was going to say, since we're going to talk about the rooks, we can start off with one of the rooks. But I mean, as a veteran, I know I won't sit on the sideline for too long. Let me put my headset on and say some things. As far as those three, go, I mean, CJ Stroud, he looked solid. I mean, kind of flustered. I mean, the Houston Texans offensive line isn't the greatest. I mean, they have a pretty decent wide receiver room. They got a couple young kids that he can throw the ball to. I mean, it's going to be a young team that if they can stick together, over the next couple of years, they should be fine. Nico Collins. They have Noah Brown, former Dallas Cowboy, as well as Dalton Schultz, who he can kind of dump off of like third and short, as well. They still have Damian Harris he can throw off into the flat. So CJ Stroud is a pretty solid core that he can, get the ball to, get his feet up under him, get comfortable with the league as long as his offensive line holds up. As far as Bryce Young, I didn't really get to see a lot out of Carolina, but I know they added Miles Sanders from Philadelphia. He had an excellent season last year, helped that team get the Super Bowl. So he's going to have a lot of veteran leadership that he'll be able to help Bryce Young get acclimated to the NFL pretty quickly. But I am probably most impressed with Anthony Richardson. They a lot of scouts said that he was going to be NFL ready, pro ready, but he showed a lot of poise in the preseason, being able to step up into the pocket, make a lot of good decisions with his feet as well. Getting able to deliver the ball. And I think he has a very solid receiving core as well, especially with Michael Pittman leading the way. Michael Pittman Jr., veteran receiver as well, is going to be able to teach him the ins and outs. And I mean, I know that Jim Irsay and them, they're treating Jonathan Taylor like he's just some scrub, like he didn't just lead the league with yards. But if Jonathan Taylor can come back as well, I know they just announced he's going to be on the pup list for the first 4 games. But if they can figure something out with Jonathan Taylor, that'll be an excellent piece to help Anthony Richardson get acclimated into the NFL, game speed and things of that nature. But as far as the preseason goes, I think Anthony Richardson impressed me the most from what I saw. There are a couple other rookies that we can get into a little bit later, but that's how I feel as far as those three go.
Okay, yeah, I feel you on that one, man. And it sucks for Jonathan Taylor, honestly. It's a really bad situation he's in. But Wayne, man, how you feeling about these three rookies?
Nah, man. Honestly, man, Anthony Richardson, man, he's gonna be decent this year, but without him having like a solid back, they're gonna use him as the main back, which is gonna hurt them and hurt him tremendously, it's just gonna be terrible. Honestly, I feel like CJ Stroud probably has, the best chance to be probably the best rookie out of this class. Bryce probably falling right behind it, but I feel like CJ just has all the tools just to be the best quarterback. Just with the young talent that he has around him right now, D'Amico being a young coach over there and everything like that. I just feel like he would be the best QB coming out of this class. Strongest arm, the most NFL ready for it too as well. I feel like he'll hold it down. I feel like they'll put Anthony in too much situations where he'll do too much this year, just like he did in Florida. But I feel like he'll have a big trajectory as long as he has talent around him overall. But not too much, but I'll say, yeah, CJ overall for sure.
Okay. Sav, man, what's your take on these rookies?
Um, as far as the rookie take would go, to piggyback on, I guess, best preseason performance, I would probably give to Anthony Richardson. Best all in all overall performance going into the year, I probably would say, in my opinion, it's just going to depend. It's like it's really going to depend on injuries. It's going to depend on who has what and what everything looks like throughout the season. I would want to say, me personally, I would want to say CJ Stroud probably has the best chance just because, like I said, everything, like just to piggyback off of Wayne, everything is young over there. So it's going to be more so on the scale of just allowing things to happen more so because we're young, we're going to make mistakes, we're going to figure it out throughout the situations. But for the most part, Bryce, I feel like doesn't have enough. I don't think Bryce really has anything that's really worth saying that he can do a lot with, unless you're expecting him to do cam related things. What's up?
Well, no, so no, I mean, actually, Bryce is he's not.
I see it. Go ahead.
So no, so because Bryce does have Adam Thielen, which he did connect with. He does have Chuba Hubbard as well. DJ Chark.
Miles Sanders.
And
Chark is probably the best option that you said.
Adam Thielen.
Mid.
Yeah, Miles Sanders back there too, you know.
He does have Miles Sanders and Chuba Hubbard.
Miles Sanders mid.
Miles Sanders helped the Eagles get to the Super Bowl last year. And look, everyone knows that I'm a Cowboys fan, and I hate speaking highly of the Philadelphia Eagles. It literally burns all last year. It burned my soul having to speak about what's his name, Hassan Reddick all the time. Their front seven, one sack away from setting an NFL record. Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown.
That's different.
No,
that's completely different.
I'm just saying, man. Miles Sanders is not somebody to sleep on. Now, granted.
Respect.
He's coming from he's coming from an offensive line that is arguably the best offensive line in football. But I do see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying about Bryce Young. He's all right. Yeah.
And also, real quick, and then also you got to remember Miles Sanders was healthier towards the end of the season. I had to suffer with him during fantasy, just waiting for him to make something happen. And mind you, in that situation, and granted, I'll give it to him, but then again, in that backfield, they were deep. They at least 4 deep, but they was rotating 3 on a consistent. Like majority of them was touching 11, 12 carries. At least 2 of them was touching 11, 12 carries a game. And that's not a bad thing, but now you're going to go to a team where you also, well, fair. Never mind.
He's going to be splitting carries with Chuba Hubbard. So it's not going to be a whole bunch of wear and tear. We already know running backs. Yeah, that's crazy. Running backs, they don't have a lot of shelf life. So if you can split the carries between him and Chuba Hubbard, it's going to be very similar to a situation in Philadelphia. So, but I do see what you're saying that Bryce Young, Adam Thielen is a little bit past his prime. He's not the same Adam Thielen from Minnesota as we saw when Justin Jefferson came to town. So you are correct about that. See, we have on the purple today.
I respect AT for sure. I respect AT, but all I'm saying is expecting a lot from AT is a little bit of reach. A little bit.
That's fair.
So I like how you guys are thinking long term, and I definitely agree. Bryce Young long term could possibly be the better option. But as far as the biggest impact of year one, I'm going to say it might have to be Anthony Richardson based on the fact Jonathan Taylor won't be there. He's going to have to step up. And if he does his job, he could have the biggest impact out of all these rookie QBs.
But then again, stepping up would also require him to leave the pocket. I don't trust him leaving the pocket in this league.
Me neither.
He's going to get hit. And once again, I'm not saying he's not built for it, because out of all the quarterbacks,
he looks like Cam Newton. He's built like Cam Newton.
Hey, listen. Out of all the quarterbacks in there, as far as taking off in the pocket, who would I rather that be? Him for sure. Like, I'm okay with you. You see it, you take it, because you're gonna be smart once you get out there, and I trust your judgment. Like, out of all the quarterbacks in the draft class, I would be comfortable with him making that decision. Like, in my personal opinion, just because he can get out and he'll be smart. He's not going to do nothing crazy. He's going to tuck it, fall 9 times out of 10. If he gets yards, he'll take the yards. And I will respect that. But it's going to be hard without Jonathan Taylor, in my personal opinion, because now you got to throw that thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Pittman's route running is good, but as far as on a consistent aspect, once you have no running back, you're now losing the leading rusher in the league, I think, or was he second leading behind Nick Chubb?
Like he was top.
First.
He was top. Yeah.
Was he top?
Yeah. No, he was top like 3 to 5.
Either which way, you lose that, and now that eliminates a game because what? Who do you have back there? Naeem Hines still, I want to say, or
not
him. Zach
Moss
for
Indianapolis.
Actually,
yeah,
Zach Moss.
Zach Moss and Deion Jackson. Those are the two.
And I don't trust Zach Moss enough to be like, yeah, we're gonna give you the ball 3 downs, at least maybe 2 downs.
And another thing we got to actually look at too, the backup quarterbacks for these guys. I think Bryce Young has the best backup quarterback to be able to teach him things and show him how to. He's got Andy Dalton, and when you look around at who CJ's got, he's got Davis Mills, and Anthony Richardson's got Gardner Minshew. So, when I look at those backups, I got to pick Andy.
Andy's got some success.
I mean, respect, but 9 times out of 10, these cats ain't working out with each other until it gets to season. Like, you don't really off-season stuff. You're doing majority of these. CJ and Bryce for sure did stuff with Cam in the off-season. That I know for sure. I've seen video. I've seen footage of it. Like, I think that CJ also worked with Lamar. I don't know if Bryce did, but I know CJ worked with Lamar. So, like, you got to remember who they're working with in the offseason and who they're getting some of their information from people who are in the league. I don't think that either of them personally, if y'all listen to the podcast and I'm out of pocket, I apologize. But I don't think they listen. It's like, yo, I'm definitely digging Davis. I'm definitely digging what Mr. Mills is saying. Respect the veteran age, I understand, but it's like, if I come in, I'm over top of you. I'm kind of at that point where it's like, I hear you, but I just hear you respectfully. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but like I said, it's just gonna vary. Like I said, it's really gonna be injury things. Injuries are gonna be the biggest thing, as always. 9 times out of 10, injuries kill, depending on how everything is moved. What, sure. TG? TG?
No. I was agreeing because the injuries obviously derail many a season. We've seen it here in Dallas, so we know all about that. He's seen it with Tom Brady before. Well, I guess you guys. Yeah, what's his name? Matt Shaw still got you guys to the playoffs. You're close to it. So
I got a question for you, TG, but I'll wait till we have some time. It's a personal question for you, but I'll wait.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into the next thing, man. Who's going to win each division? Our early season predictions here. Let's start with the NFC West. We got the 49ers, Seahawks, Rams, and Cardinals. I'm going to go with the 49ers in this one. Wayne, how you feeling?
I'm going to go with the Niners also for right now. Seahawks coming in close second because, they're on an upper trajectory. It just depends on what Jackson Smith and Jigma, comes back from. But I feel like they'll give them a fight. But Shanahan and that offense is crazy, man. At the end of the day, I feel like the defense on top of that, it is legit. I can't see the Rams or Cardinals. That's why I'm forgetting about them because they're already tanking. They already started tanking since Kylie got hurt last year. So honestly, it's gonna be San Francisco and then Seattle with a slight chance at it.
Okay, all right, Sav, how you feeling about that division?
We just picking the top 2, right?
Just the top. Just the winner. Who you think's gonna win?
I want to put faith in Kai. I want to put faith in my dog, but I'm probably gonna have to go with San Fran, respectfully. It's just, in my opinion, I feel like I don't want to say Kyler doesn't have enough, but I feel like just defensively, I feel like they could use more. In my opinion, I feel like they're a little aged. Same with, I won't say LA's aged, but they're aged in certain areas where they could use youth. In if that makes sense. Seattle and San Fran, I feel like are fairly fresh, or fresher, I should say. I do see Seattle actually being a problem defensively in the league. in my personal opinion. But I would have to pick San Fran and to come out of that and come out.
All right. Tommy Grand, how you feeling?
The big brothers, our big brothers, the past 2 seasons are absolutely going to win that division. Even though Nick Bosa he's in the midst of a contract holdout with San Francisco, they're obviously going to pay him for perennial defensive player of the year, potential defensive player of the year this season upcoming. And my early or preseason pick for offense player of the year in the event that he stays healthy, Christian McCaffrey, for the full season with the San Francisco offense. They're obviously going to use him running the ball. He's going to be catching the ball out of the backfield. And we saw last season that he does have capabilities of throwing the ball. Mixing up with him and Debo Samuel is going to be a nightmare for a lot of offenses. So that's my preseason pick for offense player of the year. We'll get into that a little bit later. But San Francisco, guys, Kyle Shanahan, yeah, that's cut and dry there. Seattle's good. Pete Carroll, you can never really count him out, especially with the young defensive core. He's got DK Metcalf back. He's got the young kid from Ohio State, that wide receiver as well. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't want to butcher that. And Geno Smith had a wonderful season last year. You can never count him out, as he said. So, he never wrote back.
He didn't write back.
He never wrote back. So, and the Rams arguably are the worst team in the NFL. Sorry, Aaron Donald. All that you spent over the years, it's time for you to wrap it up now. You've terrorized the league for long enough, brother. So relax. And Arizona is tanking. Kyler Murray can play some video games, man. Now, I know you're recovering, doing your thing, but just so you can play Call of Duty or whatever it is you do. You can stream, man. You can catch us on stream too when we Twitch. Twitch the football games. You can be right there with us alongside. And our guy T Sav, you stream next door to T Sav, man. You guys can be doing the same thing at the same time.
Run it.
But yeah, the 49ers win that division.
Okay, looks like a clean sweep for the 49ers. Let's go ahead and get over to the South. We got the Saints, Falcons, Panthers, and Bucks. Hopefully maybe we get some discrepancies here. I'm gonna have to go with the Falcons in this division. Tommy Grand, how you feeling with that one?
This division is between them and the AFC South that I absolutely hated the most last season. Both these divisions are god awful, but I like the addition of Bijan Robinson, so I might agree with you there with the Atlanta Falcons winning division. But the Saints aren't too far off, so the NFC South is irrelevant to me. There's nothing now that Brady's gone. There's really much nothing going on in NFC South. If anything, they should just erase them. They're just eradicated, because I don't think that the division winner is not going to win more than 10 games.
So which one are you picking, the Saints or the Falcons?
I'm taking the Falcons.
Okay, all right.
Because I like birds.
Sav, man, how you feeling on that?
I mean, they're all trash.
We're
gonna keep it a bean. We're gonna keep it a bean. We're gonna make it spicy. I'm just saying.
Who's gonna be the best trash team?
Jeez, it's tragic. I mean, I'm just saying Atlanta for the thrills. Like I'm not thrilled with anybody else in here. Just looking at it, just looking at this is dreadful to even say a name. It's just very tragic. But man. I'm gonna say Atlanta.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it in order just for the thrills of trash. So Atlanta. If Bryce in Carolina Panthers stay healthy, I'm gonna go Carolina second, Saints third, and Tampa fourth. That's how I'm feeling. That's exactly how I'm feeling.
We got an early season division ranking from T-Sav right here on the South. Okay.
I had to. The division of the trash just had to be rated off rip.
Yikes. Okay. Wayne, man, tap in. Can we get a clean sweep here?
Yeah, the division is garbage, as we do know. But honestly, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Falcons easily. I can't see them not winning it unless Ritter is trash. But I got faith in Ritter. At the end of the day, the Saints do have the best defense in the division, and it's just gonna be tough in those regards if Ritter is trash, because Derek Carr might have a rebirth down there in New Orleans, just because, you know what I mean? So it just might it might be something. You know, they got a two back system in Jamal Williams, and when Kamara comes back from a suspension, which is what 3 games or something like that, it's nothing. So it might be something there, but my heart is going with the Falcons. You know what I mean? Because I feel like they have a resurgence. You know what I mean? They loaded up their defense also, but it's just that Saints defense is something. Yeah, I'm gonna go Atlanta. I gotta go to Atlanta. Yeah.
We don't have a clean sweep. I'm sorry. I am recanting. I am not going with Atlanta. I am absolutely going with the New Orleans Saints. You just reminded me that Derek Carr is down there. I forgot because I was like, wait, who is their quarterback? Something is not right because their defense is fast, and you are absolutely correct. Alvin Kamara is coming back. I am going with the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
Wait, Alvin is coming back?
Yeah, 3 games.
Like and their defense is solid. I just forgot. I forgot.
I didn't know Alvin was coming back. I mean, I guess.
Oh, so we got 2 recants.
Yeah, I'm recanting.
Hold on. Wayne, are you sticking with me?
Yeah. No, I'm sticking with the Falcons, man. Yeah, that's my brother's
man.
squad.
All right. Yes, sir. Yeah, hey, we doing this one for the other Wayne. Yes, sir. All right. So we got a 2-2, 2 on the Falcons, 2 on the Saints, 2 on the Saints there.
I recanted the Saints being in 3rd place. I'm moving in the 2nd.
Okay. I'm sorry, Sav. Thank you for correcting me. We got 3 on the Falcons, and we got a lone wolf and Tommy Grand on the Saints. Okay.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's go ahead and move up top to the north. We got the Lions, Vikings, Packers, and Bears in that division. I know how good the Vikings can be, but I'm gonna have to roll with the Lions this year, man. They got me feeling something. Sav, how you feel? You don't look like you like that one.
I was very backpacky, but my name is Bennett. I'm first off, I want to state Chicago Bears will win more games than anybody in the NFC South. That's also what I'm saying too. That's how I feel. Once again, put trash against trash and somebody gonna come out golden. It's that bada boom. But I'm gonna go with Detroit.
All right. Tommy Grant, how we feeling in this one?
Yeah, no, Dan Campbell has that defensive lines team ready to run through any wall that opposes them. They took a giant leap forward last year. Jared Goff probably coming back healthy. Amon-Ra St. Brown. We have Marvin Jones as well. David Montgomery, the addition from Chicago, so he's going to be in the division. So he'll have some insight on at least being that Chicago team. That Chicago defense is solid, but Green Bay, I don't think has enough. They do have that young kid, Emmanuel Wilson, who's going to be in the running back room with A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones as well. So that'll help their running back room. He was the leading rusher, but that's more so based off his 80-yard carry that he had for a touchdown. But he averaged about 3.9 yards in the preseason, so that's good to see. That's what.
Do you really feel like I have a question for you. Do you feel like he's going to be an addition or a hindrance just because of the way Green Bay runs the ball? Just feel like he's not going to get the touches he needs to be able to flourish the way I feel like you're envisioning him personally.
Aaron Jones gets injured often, even though he's seen to be a top 10 running back. He gets injured often, and he's gingerly. So, I mean, I've before I put down FanDuel, plenty of parlays. I've had Aaron Jones just need 50 yards. He'll stop at like 40, or they'll pull him out in the first quarter because he stubbed his toe. So I know enough about Aaron Jones to know he's going to get injured at some point halfway through the season, or they're going to pull him early in the game, and then it'll be A.J. Dillon and Emmanuel Wilson carrying the ball. I think that's his name. Maybe. So, yeah, Emmanuel Wilson. So, Green Bay will be solid. Minnesota, Kirk Cousins. We saw him on the quarterback documentary, the quarterback show. Very wholesome guy. Justin Jefferson, very solid on offense. Offensive player of the year, I believe. Am I tripping? He's offensive player of the year, correct?
Jones, yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure. Yeah, so. Minnesota's a solid team, but I think this is the time for the Detroit Lions to end the curse. They are very fast on defense. Kirby Joseph, very solid. And then you got CJ
Gardner Johnson.
Yeah, Gardner Johnson. Yeah, from Philadelphia. Again, another pivotal piece from that Super Bowl team. Aiden Hutchinson, a very solid defensive line player. So, arguably defensive rookie of the year. Got straight to it. And then again, that offense with Jared Goff resurgence in Detroit, man. I'm picking Detroit as well. So
Yeah, and
not
Tyler
it, not
Grant,
it.
and to go off what you said real quick about Aaron Jones, man. There's a couple other players like that just like to touch like 39 yards of grass and then just sit out the rest of the games when you need them to get 40. It's like, come on, what are you doing?
I
I
missed
don't get it.
$1,200. I missed $1,200 a couple of times on guys like that. Dalton Schultz on Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
Aaron
that's what I'm
Jones
saying.
one night. I think it was Aaron Jones against the Eagles. Every player hit except for him because they pulled him out.
It's just like, what are y'all doing, man? But
That man is
but
a
but
receiving back.
but
He's a
Wayne, tap
receiver.
in tap in with us. Who you think got this division?
No, man. Honestly, it's gonna be an interesting division all the way around. Um, Minnesota, is gonna be interesting with their. It's gonna be Kirk's last year over there, contractually over there. Honestly, so I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna think about him on the trade deadline. I don't know, but he made me a fan from that quarterback, Netflix doc, and I think that he's probably gonna thrive this year. Just it being his last year, he's all about his money, etc. Um, but outside of that, the Packers are going to stink. Jordan Love, I really don't have too much faith in him. I feel like he has a decent arm on him, but I don't really think too much of him, honestly, all the way. But what's that one Jasmine Sullivan song, Lions, Tigers, and Bears? I feel like it's gonna go that way. You know what I mean? It's gonna be
Yeah,
Lions and then Bears, you know what I mean, right behind them, because honestly the Bears got a lot of talent behind them. And they stacked up the defense a little bit better. Taylor the offense all the way around. But I feel like, yeah, the Lions all the way around. It's their time. It's their year. I don't think they'll fall on their faces anymore. And it should be Lions, Tigers, and Bears, all the way around, But yeah, that's how it should go.
Should we
Classic,
rename
that's a
Kirk
classic.
Cousins? Should we rename Kirk Cousins contract year Kirk?
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
He
He's
might
about
put
his money.
numbers up. He might go crazy.
He's about his money. So, we'll see.
Yeah, you're right about that. He's about his money. All right, let's go ahead and move into the East. The Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Commanders. Wayne, what's your take here, man? I'm curious.
Boy, boy. All right. Yeah, no, it's still gonna be Philly. I'm sorry. I'll be honest with you. It's still gonna be Philly, but just by a game again, same old, same old. Um, I don't know, man. I had faith in Dak, man, up to this year coming up because it's just some deficiencies in his game, and it's just he has to clean up. And I hope that he does now. It can't be all on the coordinator. You know what I mean? He's had what, three different coordinators now since he's been the starter all the way through. I feel like it's been. So at this point, you
Yeah,
know what
that's
I
a
mean?
good thermal.
Yeah, so it's nothing. It's on him. So I feel like he's a really good quarterback, really good dude, of course, but it's on his shoulders for y'all to get to where y'all need to be. You know what I mean? Your defense is already where it needs to be. We already know that. But it's and the offense, you guys revamped the offense where you guys got compliments outside of just CD and Gallup. You know what I mean? So you have Brandon Cooks who can really go up the field. So y'all got talent. So it's really just up to four, see what he can do. If he can take off, I got y'all winning that thing, but I still got Philly because they just have so many pieces all the way around. You can look at any position, they got too many pieces and pieces to back up those pieces. And nothing else in the division. We don't got to worry about the rest of the division. Y'all got that.
All right,
It's
all
the, yeah,
right, all
I
right,
got Philly.
Sav, man. How you feeling about the division?
Mm, I like Isaiah Simmons going to New York. That was nice. I like that. That's probably
Good,
like my favorite. That's like probably one of my favorite moves. It's
good
good.
move.
It's good for Madden. But I've got the Commanders. Got the Commanders by a game. Let's get spicy. Let's get
Let,
spicy.
let's get
Oh, and
serious.
since we're here, addition of Trey Lance, good or bad? That last 6 games and then switch Trey Lance, just question mark.
I don't
I'll
think.
just leave that in the air. I'll just leave that in the air. I just
I
wasn't
don't
sure.
think the. I don't think the Trey Lance move was to add pressure on Dak. I think the Cowboys needed a backup that was going to be reliable.
Cooper
He
Rush, I thought.
was
Question mark?
Cooper Rush wasn't. I mean, he did what he did, but Cooper Rush is not a reliable quarterback. I saw him play against the Eagles team in Philadelphia last year live. If Dak Prescott plays that game, Dak Prescott wins that game handily. Cooper Rush is a very dunk dunk under guy. He likes to throw the ball under in the flats, and that's fine because that's what you need as a backup. With that being said, this is what I will say. The Giants shirt up Saquon Barkley for at least another year. That's good for them. Daniel Jones is definitely going to, feel a little bit of relief with Saquon Barkley in the backfield. Kayvon Thibodeau has that defense firing on all cylinders for the most part, so that's excellent on them. The Commanders, I feel, are a quarterback away from being a legitimate contender in the NFC. Their defense is very fast. That front seven again, it's a very strong front seven. I don't even need to name the names, but we know what's going on out there. I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. If we all aren't paying attention, I am doing in order from fourth to first. The Dallas Cowboys are my team. Dak Prescott has a lot of pressure on him, even though Trey Lance was not added there to add pressure. But this defense has been beating him up in the offseason. We've heard about it on Twitter, on ESPN. Michael Parsons is going to talk his talk. He's going to say whatever. Trayvon Diggs told Dak to shut the fuck up. So this defense is here to play football. Dan Quinn has everybody ready to play. We have the Schottenheimer kid, nepotism, whatever you want to call it. He's going to be the offensive coordinator. Mike McCarthy's going to be calling plays. I hope that he's not outdated to run this offense. Dak Prescott, you need to wake up. We got rid of Ezekiel Elliott. Tony Pollard got franchise tag. We need to see something. I know he broke his fibula, so we're going to be alternating with Ronald Jones and Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn looked good in the preseason. Doesn't like to go down. Similar, a lot of football teams, they have the small running back because the defense can't see them behind the offensive line and they break out. We see that again with the team that I think is going to win the division, the Philadelphia Eagles. On paper, they are probably the most talented the most talented team across the board in the whole NFL. Jalen Hurts is coming off of what could have been an MVP season. They just added DeAndre Swift to that running back room. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. There's not going to be any quarrels there. A.J. Brown got paid, so it is what it is. Dallas Goedert is Dallas Goedert. The Philadelphia Eagles arguably have the best offensive line in the NFL. And their front seven didn't get any worse. They added Jalen Carter. Doesn't matter what he's doing off the field, obviously, whether he's running people over, drunk driving, however you want to look at it. The only weakness that the Philadelphia Eagles may have is in the secondary, but you're not going to be able to throw the ball because their front seven is so fast. Hassan Reddick, I said his name one too many times last season. I wish that the Dallas Cowboys could get to Philadelphia in the playoffs, because if we can get to Philadelphia, we can beat them, because Dak doesn't lose to Philadelphia. However, Dak has to get over whatever hump he has, whatever issue he has. But I feel that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the NFC East, barring any injuries. They have the best team on paper in the NFL.
I will say this. Nobody's won that division back-to-back for some time now.
Philadelphia might be the first one in a long time.
So let's see if they crack it. But I will say this. I'm very curious. You said you did your list in order of our division, and you had the Giants. You said their name first.
I said fourth to first.
Yeah, I know. So what I'm asking you is, you're telling me that the Commanders are going to be better than the Giants this season?
Yes, I do believe that the Commanders are going to be better. I think Sam Howell is going to be a manageable enough quarterback. Their defense is good, man.
Okay.
And if Sam Howell can get the ball to Terry McLaurin, because they run the ball well, they just can't get the ball through the air. They can't get the ball to their guys.
They're gonna beat y'all twice.
The Commanders are not going to beat us twice.
That's just not going to happen. I'm just going to go ahead and say this now.
I just hope
the division. That's what's going to happen.
I just hope that we don't run into another one of those Donovan McNabb Philadelphia situations where the Eagles win the division for the foreseeable future. That's ultimately what I don't want to see.
That would be very sad indeed. But let's go ahead.
The division's just going to be close through and through for the rest of the time. It's just going to it's going to be like a game or two apart every season for like the next couple of years, in my personal opinion.
We're the NFC East is back. I know we used to call it the NFC East. Now the beast in the East is back. So
very true. But let's go ahead and move over to the AFC. Let's go ahead and get to the West first. We got the Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, and Raiders. And I know everybody is going to hate me and look at me crazy when I say this, but I got the Broncos coming out on top. Excuse me?
I said, if you say let's ride, I'm going to punch you in the face.
He said it. You might as well warm those gloves up, Mike Tyson.
Yes, sir. I got the Broncos coming out of that division. So Sav, you seem to really disagree with me, so I'm gonna hit you first on this. What's wrong with that?
I want to hear your theory first. You can't just say I got the Broncos
My
and just
theories?
leave it like that after the
My theory.
shitty year.
Okay. You're right. They had a bad year, but Sean Payton came
Bad?
in. You're right. Okay, I'm understanding.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page.
They had a very horrible year. It was just sad and babies were turning their heads. But Sean Payton came in. That rookie running back is back from IR. They still got great receivers. They always got a good defense. And I trust Sean Payton. So
isn't Jerry Jeudy injured right now?
Yeah, of course.
Great receivers.
Always.
Great receivers. Outstanding. Okay. Okay. All right. I have them fourth. Let's just standardly leave that there. I mean, if looking at it, you just always gotta put faith in Patrick. Like, I don't like it as much as I hate it. I hate playing against him. I hate hearing about him. Like, I respect his game though. I respect it 100%. Patrick Mahomes is gonna do Patrick Mahomes. That's what he's gonna do. Justin Herbert is gonna do Justin Herbert. If Justin Herbert can get his receivers to actually catch the ball on a consistent base, they should be fine. They should be. Like, and I believe it's still Austin Eckler and what is that other guy's name?
Joshua Kelly.
And there's another one too, isn't it? Well, Joshua Kelly's the main one. That's fine. I was hoping they would pick up another back in the offseason to give them some. Oh, didn't they pick up Sony Michel?
Retired.
Okay. Yikes.
But they do. Elijah Dotson has showed some life.
That's
in the
that's
preseason,
the rookie,
and
right?
he ran a punt back, so he could be good on special teams. Could be like third down back, somebody come out the flat, or those fancy.
Eckler's going to get majority of the carries anyway. We know that. So I mean, it's not really like they look forward to anybody. And Eckler's probably one of the only running backs that will barely get injured. And I'm gonna knock on some wood just to be safe. But like, it's from the way you look at it, like even when he's been slated to not play, you still at least get a half from him. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get at least maybe a quarter. And 9 times out of 10 in that quarter, they push for him to score. As long as Justin can get them in the goal line, he's going to touch the ball. That's just normal. So it just depends on the situations at stake. Vegas, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I don't really see – Darren Waller's still there, right?
No, he got traded.
Oh.
New York Giants.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. They did him dirty after he married Kelsey Plum. Awesome. Yep. Amazing. That's what should have happened. But
hold on now.
I'll probably say the Chargers. I'll probably say the Chargers.
Canceled after the first episode.
All right. So the Chargers, you're locking in the Chargers for that division?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Huh? All right. Tommy Grand seems to really disagree with both of us. So Tommy, who are you looking at?
I trust Justin Herbert.
Well, you can trust Justin Herbert all you want. I mean, we've seen Phillip Rivers before.
So who do you trust?
The Kansas City.
You compare Justin Herbert to Phillip Rivers?
It's good. We're getting the same results. The same thing with Tony Romo and Dak Prescott. We're getting the same results.
I will say this. Tommy Graham was calling that man Justin Phillips
Justin Rivers
or Justin Rivers. Justin Rivers all last season. So
Justin Rivers,
he's got that locked in.
I mean, aside from the holdout from Chris Jones, another prominent defensive player that just wants to get paid, Kansas City didn't get any worse. Kansas City, they're the Super Bowl champions. They didn't get any worse. They might have a little bit of a hangover, but a team that may surprise us is the Las Vegas Raiders. Devontae Adams, we're not dealing with any issues. Josh Jacobs, they got him on the 1-year contract. Their wide receiving room doesn't look bad at all. Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfro, and that defensive line, Chandler Jones. I mean, the defensive front seven, Max Crosby, Chandler Jones, Marcus Peters in the secondary.
Hey, Tommy, you're not going anywhere with a guy named Hunter as your number 2. Let me just tell you something.
That's crazy. That's
Hey,
crazy that you said that.
Hey,
Push.
side note, don't do
That's
that.
crazy that you said
Don't
that.
do that because he made me rethink some stuff. But I'll say this: Hunter Henry probably had more receiving yards than majority of the receivers on y'all team.
No. He's
that's
he's referencing something else.
Check the numbers.
He's referencing something else. But with that being said, I'm not saying the Raiders are going to win the division. The Chiefs are absolutely going to win the division.
okay.
The Chargers.
All right, so
Philip Herbert needs to get it together because he does have a really solid receiver.
all right, so
We're not gonna blame Joshua Palmer, Mike Williams, and Keenan Allen. We're not gonna blame all of them, are we?
I didn't blame all of them. I did not blame all of them.
So
you literally said they have to catch the ball. All three of them just happen to be dropping the ball.
No.
Huh?
I hear some crickets, but
okay,
Hey,
all right.
respect. I'm not.
But look, it looks like we got a three-way tie right now, but there's 4 teams in the division. So I'm curious, Wayne, are you going to go with the last one, or are you going to come on somebody else's team right now?
Pause.
Yeah,
Pause.
no,
Wait.
wow. Yeah, big pause. But so I'm actually gonna go with this Chiefs. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs to be honest with you, because
Way to break the tie.
They're the champs. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you know what I mean? They're the most legit team in that division. There's no way I can see anybody else getting up, where they need to be outside of the Chargers being close. The Chargers, y'all gotta watch out for Quentin Johnson too as well. He's Mike Williams like, but I feel like he's better than Mike Williams. And Mike Williams gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? So just watch out for that. Herbert does have another weapon in that. So, and the defense, they revamped a little bit better on that end too as well. J.C. Jackson's come back from his dislocated kneecap and all that. So they should be fine at the corner position and everything like that. So I feel like the Chargers will make a jump and make some noise, close to KC. And you got to think about it. They have you guys I'm talking about Cowboys fan, old offensive coordinator. So they're going to score a lot of points. Y'all know how it goes, especially with Herbert. He doesn't make the kind of mistakes that.
Here we go. Here we go.
You know what I mean? That's where I'm going to lay it right there. But anyway, Chiefs,
Okay.
Chiefs, we're just going to lay it at
That's
that.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Look, man.
That's cool.
I love Justin Herbert. Prettiest quarterback in the NFL.
Look,
however,
hold on. How do we cut his mic? Hold
he's
on.
got to win games.
how do we cut this man?
Prettiest quarterback in the NFL, but he's got pretty. Pretty only gets you so far. Just like Oppenheimer said, theory only gets you so far. Being pretty only gets you so far.
I watched the movie.
Well, let's go ahead and get into the South where your other pretty quarterback lays, Tommy Grand, the Jags, the Titans, the Colts, and the Texans. Personally, for me, I got the Titans winning this division. Tommy, how you feel?
The Titans?
Yeah, no, I'm going with Jacksonville. Jacksonville's going to take a large step forward. I know Doug Peterson had to cut his son the other day. Nepotism does not exist in Jacksonville. We are here to play football. We are here to win. Okay, Marvin Jones, Trevor Lawrence, and that defense, they're hey man, they were ranked top 5 offensively and defensively last year. They're keeping their core together. They're only stepping forward. Doug Peterson is not a bad coach. I know Philadelphia, they know a little thing or two about what's going on out there. Exactly, just didn't work out. So I think Jacksonville is taking the next step forward. I think Jacksonville wins the AFC South 1,000%.
Okay, Wayne looks like he agrees with you. Let's tap in with him.
No, 1,000%. There's no way they don't. Honestly, they're the best constructed team on both ends. Trevor Lawrence is about to take off, I just don't see how they lose in that division alone. You know what I mean? I feel like they're going to sweep the division. But we'll go Jacksonville all the way.
Sorry, I said the wrong. I said Marvin Jones. That was last year, but they have Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, and we have Calvin Ridley, the gambler himself. We're here to play football. And Travis Etienne Jr. Yeah, it's going to get real ugly. Travis Lawrence might win Offensive Player of the Year.
All right, Sav, how you feel?
Jacksonville, no brainer, bro. You said the Titans?
I said the Titans.
I waited for 3 people to hear. I waited for 3 people to hear you repeat that you picked Jacksonville.
Brother, and look, man, brother thought Denzel Washington was walking in and going to chew his gum as a Hall of Fame my book coach.
Yeah.
Left side, strong side. Yeah, that's not happening in Tennessee, brother. This is not.
Derrick Henry's my dog, but I mean, I'm not putting my faith in Mr. Mayo. I'm not. I'm not putting my faith in Mr. Ice Cold Mayo. I'm not.
Look, man, Sunshine is in Jacksonville. Sunshine is not in Tennessee.
It's up.
He is in Jacksonville. That's where the real movie's going to take place.
Exactly.
Jacksonville's getting 1 and Houston's getting 2.
Okay.
Okay, he's drunk.
Yikes. Let's go
I'm
ahead
just
and
joking.
get
I'm
it.
joking.
Let's go ahead and move into the North, where we got the Bengals, the Ravens, the Browns, and the Steelers. I'm gonna have to go with Joe, man. I'm gonna have to hit with the Bengals on this one. I think they can secure this division. Let's see. Wayne, how you feel?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with you. Best constructed team on both ends. You know what I mean? Revamped O-line like Joe needed. And hopefully his calf is better. I don't know why he's been down from a strained calf. It's a strained calf. It's not, I'm hoping it's not anything worse. A little bit lower than the calf. I'm hoping it's not that, but we'll see. But yeah, no, I honestly feel like that'll be one of the toughest divisions too as well. Overall, there's a lot of talent in that division overall. But I got to go with Cincinnati. I can't put my faith in Lamar and them right now, which they'll be good. I like Cleveland's team how they are right now too as well. They'll be good, but there's a lot of unknowns all the way around the division, and Cincinnati's not one of them. So, yeah.
Okay. Sav, how you feel about that division?
Cincinnati's going to blow it by a game. I'm going to Ravens.
Oh, okay.
I trust in Zay Flowers. I trust in Mr. Flowers.
Same.
Okay.
But
Going crazy.
No, draft night, they compared him to Tyreek Hill, and Lamar Jackson is due for an excellent comeback season, arguably, or could be a
LJ needs money. LJ needs money, so
Okay.
he has to go crazy this year.
So Tommy, who you going with?
I'm going with Cincinnati. I love Joe. I was going to call him Broadway Joe, but that's Joe Namath. But I mean, we might as well call him Broadway Joe the way he lights everything up, man. Joe Burrow is that guy. However, a sleeper team, a sleeper. Come on, man, relax. Don't do that. A sleeper team in the AFC North, the Pittsburgh Steelers. If Kenny Pickett can put it together, Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Allen Robinson II, and on defense, they have this young kid, Nick Herbig, who led the preseason in sacks. He's been alongside TJ Watt the entire offseason and preseason. The kid looks like a menace. Arguably defensive rookie of the year. We have to be careful. And they added Joey Porter Jr. I know that he kind of, the whole thing was he got drafted because of, his
Let's
dad's
not forget.
name.
Don't forget about Tomlin's record though. He don't have those under 500 seasons.
Hey, Pittsburgh quietly could be beating some guys up, could be beating some teams up. So we just have to be careful. Freiermuth is second year in. Looks really good, man. If Kenny Pickett can put it together, that Pittsburgh Steelers team with Mike Tomlin at the helm will really present some issues. But I'm going with Cincinnati. Everybody knows I love Joe Burrow. It's my guy.
Okay, let's go ahead and get into the last division we got here, the AFC East, the Bills, Jets, Dolphins, and Patriots. Tommy Grant, who you going with?
The Jets, man. I like the New York Jets. Josh Allen has a similar situation that nobody wants to talk about. But he's just like Dak Prescott. When the pressure, he's been to the championship game, but when the pressure is on, even though whatever happened to Kansas City, we changed the rules after the fact. But when the pressure is on, Josh Allen is eerily similar to somebody we know. But nobody wants to talk about it. The New York Jets defense, Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, the boys are big, ugly, they're physical. Sauce Gardner, solid cornerback. And Aaron Rodgers, the demon, finally left the NFC. Now he's in the AFC to terrorize everybody else. We saw in the offseason, he's talking to the one dude by the rush. He's like, you, back up. Defense, he's like, yeah, okay, we're flexing a little blitz. But he's like, no, back up. I already know what you're doing. And he backed out of the blitz. Aaron Rodgers is still in pretty good form. Doesn't have to deal with the cheese heads out there. He's going to be in New York. Aaron Rodgers loves attention. So, and he performs. He does perform. He's not done yet. I think New York Jets. And my early pick for Coach of the Year, Robert Salah. New York Jets football.
I might have to agree with you here. I think this could be the years the Bills get knocked off of the division title. The Jets might actually win it this year. But Sav, man, how you feel about this division?
Bing bong. You already know who we picking. It's the Jets, big dog. The Jets.
Jets, Jets.
Yeah,
Stop
man.
playing with me.
Quincy, CJ Mosley. I mean, these guys are good, man. Jordan
It's
Whitehead.
it's too stupid over there. And like the only thing that really is gonna set them apart is just like I said, injuries is gonna really what's gonna deteriorate anybody in majority of these joints and how long and who specifically. Like other than that, like that division I feel like is gonna be close, maybe a game or two apart as well, in my personal opinion. Um, and it's like I said, it's just gonna be. I got the Jets, man. That's just gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to watch. Garrett
Okay.
Wilson on the side, McCall Hardman, bro. They now like that is the fastest. I'm pretty sure the AFC East is the fastest receiving cores. Have the fastest receiving cores in the league, minus Detroit with Jameis Williams. But other than that, what? Easy.
You have to check into that. But Wayne, man, you know I had to save the best for last. How you feel about your division?
Oh god, all right. I had enough.
Damn, that's your division.
Had enough story for the last 20 years, 20 plus years. I would say in general. So I'm really not. I'm not tripping. Let everybody else have it. Everybody else eat. It is what it is. But as a Boston guy, you know what I mean. It pains me to at least say that New York team is going to be number one. But yeah, the Jets will win that. They got one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. So to be honest with you, that's all they needed to really take them over the top to really be like that. So it'll be dumb. The Bills will be slightly right there behind them because I still feel like Josh is going to try to prove himself, try to be a little bit better this year. They add a little bit too as well. I don't really have too much faith in Miami overall. Tua, he's good and everything like that. Even without the concussion, he's all right, but I don't feel like he's really that guy. Anyway, but yeah, and then the last team, the Patriots, yeah, they will be last for sure. This will probably be the first time we were in last place in a long time, since '02, I believe. So it will be coming this year, easily. I can't see us being any better than the Dolphins or the Bills or the Jets at all. So definitely Jets will take.
How do you feel about Christian Gonzalez?
Love him, love him. We finally got some length at that position. He's like that. He got some speed on him. He can really be a lockdown corner. He'll just be locked down in the zone. He's like that. So I'm excited for him. I hope he takes off because all we've been drafting is small corners and bringing up just tiny corners. So he's perfect for what we need. Our defense is like that. So, overall, I just feel like that would be the best part of our team. But we'll see on offense. But no way we make it past fourth place in the AFC East for sure this year. No way.
All right. Let's go ahead and we wrapped up the division. Let's get into some predictions for the awards. Some real early predictions. So barring any injuries, let's go ahead and start it off with the comeback player of the year. I'm just gonna have to go ahead and say it. I think they'll give it to DeMar Hamlin hands down, just because of what happened to him last year. Regardless of how he plays, I just feel like he's getting it. Wayne, how you feel about that?
Yeah, no, absolutely. The fact he already made the team, I'm sure he'll be starting to as well as safety. It should be him. I can't really think of anybody else who had like a severe injury that is vital for their team right now. So
not yet. He's coming.
Not
He's
yet.
coming.
I say DeMar right now. Honestly, I go with that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Tommy Grand, who you got for comeback?
I'd be an asshole if I didn't say DeMar Hamlin, but I mean, it's going to be DeMar Hamlin or Lamar Jackson.
I'm going to be that guy.
It's either DeMar Hamlin or Lamar Jackson. Tua doesn't have enough. Well, he's got a pretty solid receiving core. He's got Eric Waddle and Tyreek Hill, but Miami just is not going to win enough games for that. Russell Wilson, cool. It's fine. No, I won't. I'm not. I'm not on the Broncos train. And Brees Hall, the big thing in New York is obviously Aaron Rodgers. So he's not. He's just not going to get enough attention. So it's between Lamar Jackson and DeMar Hamlin. So I'm obviously leaning towards DeMar Hamlin. He literally. Well, we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into all the conspiracies and all that jazz. So I'm just happy to see him back on the field.
Yes, sir. He made the roster. Sav, man, who you got?
Man, who I got? Are you sure? Y'all should have the same person. You know what I'm saying? Like week 4, they're gonna realize, look, DK, you're not Mr. Prescott, you're not proven. And then bam, Mr. Lance gonna come in and shake things up. Trey Lance for the comeback. That's what I'm telling you. Right now, I'm calling it. I'm calling it right now. Dak's not gonna prove himself worthy, and Trey Lance gonna come in, bada bing, bada bang, bada boom.
So look, I will say this for the listeners at home, Trey Lance for comeback player of the year right now on FanDuel. If you put $100 on it, you can win $10,000. So I'm just gonna put that in the airwaves for any of the fans who want to entertain Sav.
That's crazy. Only 10K?
He said only 10K.
You see how believable that is? $100 for 10K is crazy. Like I would expect like $10 10K. That makes more sense. That makes it sound unrealistic. $100 for 10K. Somebody got some faith somewhere. You realize that, right?
Once you become a Dallas,
no.
Yeah. Once you become a Dallas fan, you'll understand there's no faith.
No, that's not right. Once you become a Dallas Cowboy, everything gets a little weird. That's just what happens. Because if he was with any other team, the odds probably would have been a little bit. Actually, no. The odds probably would have been lower if he was on another team. So
that don't stay healthy enough for me to believe that that's not a proven statement. Personally, I'm sorry that's your man's, and y'all don't want to hear that. But the way my fantasy teams look recently with the end of that, I don't trust him. He never getting drafted by me again.
I don't have any issues with that. Well,
that's another episode for a different day. We're gonna move on here to coach of the year.
Remember,
we're gonna move on to coach of the year. I believe Tommy Grand spilled his beans early, so let him go ahead. Let him go ahead and repeat that for everybody.
That's crazy. That's crazy. No, I'm just kidding, man. I said that we're gonna go with Robert Salah or Dan Campbell. I like both of those options. Dan Campbell has this Lions team completely different from what they once were. Everybody's like, oh, this is just a gimme game. Who cares about the Lions? Now you have to like prep for the Detroit Lions. You're like, hey, no, these boys might come in and beat us down. They arguably might win. I mean, it's arguable that they might beat this Kansas City Chiefs team that are coming off the Super Bowl hangover. So, I mean,
but I'm gonna definitely agree with you.
I'm going with Robert Salah, but the black horse being Dan Campbell. Those are my 2 picks for Coach of the Year.
I'm gonna definitely agree with you on that week 1,
and
I think he wins the Coach of the Year too.
And Doug Peterson will be a close third. So I think Jacksonville is going to be a big surprise. Detroit's going to be a big surprise, but the New York Jets, especially just with everything going on, the New York Jets, man.
Let me ask you. Before I ask one of them their prediction. How is Jacksonville going to be a big surprise when you told me they're going to win the division?
Because people are just going to think it was a one-off. People are going to think it's like, oh, okay, whatever. But I guess the AFC South is also pretty weak. But it's just seeing the next step forward for them. And we know Doug Peterson is proven. It's just, if they had like a comeback coach of the year, Doug Peterson would also be that. Because Jacksonville if they get into the big dance with all those other teams, man, you never know. You never know what could happen. That team has a lot of firepower, and their defense is fast. Like, yeah, top 5 defense, top 5 offense.
Okay, Wayne, how you feeling?
Yeah, I go Dougie P in Jacksonville. Feel like they'll take off this year and really separate themselves in that division for years to come. And this will be that breakout year.
Okay.
I can see where Dan Campbell could get it, but I'm gonna go Dougie P.
Okay. Respect on that one.
Shout out Dougie
Sav,
P.
Man. Sav, man. Where you lying? Who you going
Dougie
with?
P, bro. You already know it. You already know
Uh-oh.
the vibes.
Dougie P getting some real love out here. Okay.
I already know the
All right.
vibes.
Shout out to the NFL Offensive Player of the Year. I think Burrow's gonna tear it up this year. I think Chase might take the crown this year. Jefferson got it last year. I think Chase is gonna take it from him this year. Wayne, how you feel?
You going Jay Jettis?
I'm going Chase.
Oh, Chase. Okay. Hmm, that's a player of the year. That's a tough one, dog. I'm a probably go Nick Chubb. I'm thinking about Nick Chubb or Tyreek Hill. Tyreek probably gonna go off. He missed a couple games last year, and I feel like he wanted two of that whole year. It's between Chubb, Tyreek, and McCaffrey for me because McCaffrey gonna get a lot of touches this year with Brock Purdy dumping it off. But I'm going Chubb, man. For some reason, I like Chubb's game, man. He just gets it done.
All right. Sav, man, how you feel?
It's gonna vary. It's gonna vary. Uh, Offensive Player of the Year. We doing is all around or like both
Yeah.
divisions or we
No.
just doing
Well, yeah. This is all. Yeah. All the
all
offensive
the
players.
divisions? Defensive Player of the Year.
No, off. This is for offense.
Oh shit. Offensive Player of the Year. That's tough, bro. That's very tough. Um, Nick Chubb's. Nick
All
Chubb.
right. Okay.
I'll go Nick Chubb.
All
Because
right.
y'all all said receivers, right?
No, he said. I believe Wayne went with Chubb as well.
Chubb, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. That just makes most sense. Browns ain't got
Okay.
nothing for real.
All right. All right. So Tommy, who you lying with, the running back or receiver? Where you going?
Well, I mean, I said earlier in the evening, I'm going with Christian McCaffrey,
Oh, that's right.
barring him
That's
staying
right.
healthy. If he stays healthy, San Francisco 49ers are going to depend on him deeply. Brock Purdy played well his first couple outings, obviously, but Christian McCaffrey, they're going to lean on heavy, him and Debo Samuel. But the difference is, I think Christian McCaffrey's going to get a lot more handoffs, going to have a lot more opportunities to score. And he'll also be throwing touchdown passes to Debo Samuel in the receiving core. So I think Christian McCaffrey, upon staying healthy, has a really good chance of winning Offensive Player of the Year.
Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and get over to the defensive side of the ball. Defensive Player of the Year for this season. I'll have to go with a guy that staked his claim early on. I believe I don't even think he got one vote last season. Mr. Parsons himself. He said he's going to get it done, and I believe he's going to get it done. That's why his jersey hangs right behind me. And hopefully Mr. Tommy Grant can agree with me on this one. Tommy, how you feeling?
It's hard to say. Michael Parsons should have won Defensive Player of the Year last year. I think it's going to be a lot more attention focused on Michael Parsons and stopping him. With that being said, I think that you'd be crazy not to say he's the front runner now. So I would say I was going to be a mix between Michael Parsons and TJ Watt. I really like TJ Watt. And that Pittsburgh front seven is going to be good, especially with that her big kid as well. It's going to free up a lot of space for TJ Watt to really get active. And if Nick Bosa get on the field, you can never really count out Nick Bosa. I feel like the Defensive Player of the Year award is like a rushers, like an edge rushers award or a linebackers award. Basically, an edge rusher, basically the person that's going to affect the quarterback the most. And those three guys have proven to get after the quarterback, obviously. So between TJ Watt, Michael Parsons, Nick Bosa, with Michael Parsons being my leader. And that's just not Cowboys bias. That's just looking at how Michael Parsons affects the game.
Okay, no shout out to Myles Garrett. That's cool. Sav, how you feel?
No disrespect to Miles, but it is what it is.
I mean, Michael Parsons don't get more sacks than Myles Garrett. You're crazy if you think so, but that's besides the point. I personally, I mean, you said Myles Garrett. I was thinking Myles Garrett. I kind of just want to be off. I want to be off the wall and put faith in somebody. If I see them being a contender, I want to put faith in my boy. And he's not a rookie no more. And since I couldn't do it last year, I'm gonna do it this year. Defensive player of the year, shocker, underdog statement, but big baller, Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
It's just the way they're gonna play, in my opinion. And he's the height and the speed that he has is just really quick coming off that line, coming off that edge. And it's, in my opinion, it is going to throw off some defenses. I mean, throw off some offenses. I'm tripping. I'm sorry. So I would say Aiden Hutchinson for sure, as my defensive player of the year.
So right now on FanDuel, they got Aiden Hutchinson at plus 3,000 for $100. So that's not too off the wall.
I'm poor, so let's talk to me in double digits. Okay.
All right, Wayne, how you feeling here?
So for me, I gotta go with Micah. Honestly, Micah's a dog, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's you guys' defense. Cowboys fans, that's your defense overall. That man holds it down. I don't feel like he can be stopped. Whatever they throw at him, he can't be stopped at all. But right behind him, I definitely have Myles Garrett because Myles Garrett's all of Cleveland's defense too as well, all of that line. But yeah, I gotta go. Micah will win that thing for sure.
Okay, let's go ahead. Let's get into the rooks. The where is it? Offensive rookies of the year. I'm gonna have to go with Robinson, man. Bijan. That's I feel like he's gonna get this one done and come away with this. If not him, I got Anthony Richardson. But yeah. Sav, you seem to not agree with that. How you feel?
Zay Flowers, 7 mil. You ain't getting 7 mil signing bonus for nothing. He going dumb. Zay Flowers, bro. That's how I'm feeling. Bro.
All right,
like that.
All right, Wayne, man, how you feel?
Yeah, I got Bijan. I feel like at the end of the day, if all fails for Ritter down the field, he's gonna dump that ball up, and Bijan's gonna get it done. I don't like Bryce or Anthony Richardson. I feel like they're gonna put too much pressure on them this year. They're gonna have like decent stats, but it's not gonna be all that like we expect it to be. I feel like Anthony Richardson is gonna be the focal point of that offense, but so it's not gonna put enough value behind them for this year for that award. So I could definitely have Bijan all the way, winning that Rookie of the Year award.
Okay, Tommy Grant, how you feeling?
Yeah, Lamar's got to be able to throw the ball accurately for Zay Flowers to
I
potentially
knew it was
win
coming.
Rookie
I
of the
knew it
Year.
was coming. I
So
knew there was shade. I knew there was
Offensive
shade
Rookie of the
coming. I
Year.
felt it.
That's just something
crazy.
that needed to be said.
Yeah.
You know, let's just lay that on the table right then and there. So, and there's going to be other receivers out there. Plus, he's going to throw the ball to Mark Andrews and Odell Beckham. I don't know. I just dislike the
That'd come
Ravens.
for me.
I just
come for me.
no. I really just
Respect.
dislike the Ravens.
Respect.
That's really all it is. Yeah, listeners and watchers of the show know that I just dislike the Ravens. So that's all that really is.
Sure.
With them,
Sure.
yeah. So I'm going with Bijan. He's obviously have the most upside there, or obviously the most opportunities, with the exception of Anthony Richardson, obviously being a quarterback, so he'll be leading the offense there. CJ Stroud is going to be in Houston. It's going to be kind of quiet for that. And what's the? Let me hear it. Let me see.
I got my second. I do have a counter. Mr. Gibbs in Detroit. I forgot. Mr. Gibbs in Detroit is going to see the ball a lot with Mr. Swift leaving. So that is a viable option if they can. Like I said, I'm not saying I'm trusting Jared Goff to throw the ball the whole time, bro. Let's be realistic. Like, they ran the ball a lot with Swift. Detroit DeAndre Swift averaged me at least 20 points when he was healthy in Detroit. Nothing less.
Yeah,
Nothing less.
And David Montgomery does have issues here and there. He could either slow up or get injured. Like, he'll have a crazy outburst 1 week or 2 weeks in a row, and then he'll slow down completely. Yeah. So, that's a very good point.
So
yeah, but I like Bijan. No, you're good. I just saying I like Bijan there. I like Bijan in Atlanta or Anthony Richardson. That would be my second choice.
All right, let's go ahead and get into some defensive rookies of the year.
Yes, sir.
Wayne, how you feel about the defense? Who you
I like
got?
Will Anderson, dog. I like Will Anderson from in Houston.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That man's he's
that's
just a
big.
dog, man.
Up.
He was a dog in
Okay.
Alabama, and I feel like Houston they're gonna use him a lot in
Uh,
a lot of different places.
sound
So yeah,
sound like you got at least two people here who agree with you and me and Tommy Grand.
so
Ain't
yeah.
that right? Is that right, Tommy?
So between Will Anderson, Nick Herbig, if Pittsburgh uses him properly, kind of lines him opposite, or the alternation with
Hey, Nick Herbert
alternate
is
between
plus
TJ.
3,000.
I'm just saying, you alternate him and TJ Watt in and out because again, like the way he's looking right now, he looks just like TJ Watt. He's using the same moves as TJ Watt, and he's younger, so he might have a little bit more speed, less wear and tear on his body. So Nick Herbig and the kid out of Philadelphia, unfortunately, I hate again. This is another
Jalen.
situation where I just hate bigging up these guys, but Jalen Carter, taking the place of what is it? Who's the younger that left?
The Hargrave, I believe.
Yeah, Hargraves. Yeah, Hargraves left. He's in San Francisco. So Jalen Carter is going to be starting from the inside. He's going to have a lot of opportunities to get to the quarterback. I mean, Philadelphia's front seven almost set the record. We said it earlier. Almost set the record for sacks last year. They haven't really missed a step with the exception of Hargraves leaving. So Jalen Carter's going to have a lot of opportunities, and he's already pushing people down. It's going to be a lot of pancakes. Going to be a lot of sack opportunities, deflected balls at the line. So Will Anderson's obviously going to be leading for me. Then Herbig, and Jalen Carter. Those are my three with Will Anderson.
All right, Sav, who you looking at for defense?
I was just checking that now. Oh, man. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm a big risk taker. I'm gonna trust. Because I'm expecting the division not to be good, but I'm expecting him to be good. And I'm expecting him to have a good year. I'm picking Brian Breezy. It's my rookie defensive player of the year. That's how I'm going with.
That's plus 5,000.
Outstanding.
There's also, I'm not going to say defensive player of the year, but I don't know if I mentioned him earlier, but there's a young cornerback that went undrafted. I believe he came out of Alabama. Eli Ricks had a pick six against Baltimore. I'm not going to say he's not going to be a defensive player of the year, but that secondary, they have a couple issues that they have to shore up. I know Bradbury tends to get burnt often. Darius Slay, as much as they want to say, big play Slay, or whatever you want to say, you know what I mean? I think Eli Ricks, if he's consistent, he's going to see a lot of playing time out there in Philadelphia too. Just something to think
about. Fair.
Okay. All right. Well, that wraps up those season awards besides the MVP, but we'll get into that one a little bit later on in the season. We'll give some predictions there. Let's go ahead and preview the first game of the season though, man. Fellas, we got the Lions traveling over to the Chiefs. And I know we've said this a lot, this podcast. Don't underestimate the Lions. When that line first came out, I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but it was at +7, at +100. I know a couple people that put that on a couple parlays and hammered that. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. Right now, I see it it's at +6.5. I might have to tease it up another half a point or something, but I definitely think the Lions are going to cover this game. I think they're going to be able to keep up with Mahomes and the Chiefs as far as scoring. This could be a high-scoring affair. I know it's Thursday night, first game of the season. Offenses are still trying to figure each other out. But I think this game could get interesting. But either way, I think the Lions could they have a chance to win this game, honestly, too. But I think they'll definitely cover that spread. Tommy Graham, man, how you feel about that? The first game of the season.
I got the Lions winning this game. Kansas City still, they're my preseason pick to go back to the Super Bowl and win as long as they stay healthy. But Super Bowl hangover, just again, as you said, everybody's figuring some things out. I think the Lions have something to prove this season, as we've said throughout this entire episode. And they're winning the NFC North. Detroit Lions they're going to come out very physical, ready to play football. Not to say that Kansas City's not going to be ready to play, but teams like that, they know when to really turn it up. And it's not to say that they're gonna not. It's not to say that they're gonna come out, lackadaisical or not really caring about football or whatever. But I think the Detroit Lions just have much more to prove. It's kind of like in basketball. You know when to turn it on, even though 17 games versus 82. There's obviously a large difference, and each game matters a lot more in the NFL. But Kansas City can turn it up when they need to. I think that they will drop this game just because the Detroit Lions have much more to prove here, or at the very least, Detroit's going to cover.
Okay, all right, Wayne, man, how you feel about this first game of the NFL season?
Yeah, no, I'm going Kansas City. No, I'm just gonna stay consistent with that. The Lions are gonna be solid. I feel like they're gonna make some noise in this game, but it is the Chiefs, first home game. I mean, first game of the year. It's gonna be a home game of the year, everything like that. The fans are gonna be rowdy. I mean, them winning the championship, blah blah. I don't feel like they'll have that hangover because they've already been through that already. They don't have too much talent like they did have. I still feel like Pat will find a way at the end of the game to have like a game-winning drive or keep them in the game for them to put them in position to win. So they should be fine. I feel like they'll probably win by a touchdown at least. I'm giving them a touchdown spread for me personally.
Okay. Sav, man, how you feel about this first game of the NFL season?
Lions 21-13.
Wow. Okay, we even got a final score prediction from my man. We got a division earlier. We got a whole division. Now we get a final score of the first game of the season.
This is what we do.
This man's full of surprises. This is great.
Matter of fact, look, we don't get even spicier. Look, 20. It's first game of the season. I'm gonna give more respect to Patty because 13 points is crazy for the whole game. More respect to Patty. Let's be 24-21. 24-21. First half, I got 17, 14-7. We got Lions up. 14-7 going in the first half. And I got Lions winning by a field goal. 24-21.
Okay.
It's a very low scoring affair for two high-powered offenses. But
yeah.
I feel that it is
Thursday night.
It's first night. First night, a little bit of shookage. I'm telling, that's how I feel. Yeah. Like Patty's going to be fine, but it's everybody else around Patty that worries me off rip, and sure. That's why I feel like off rip 2 touchdowns to Detroit on the ground, both on the ground in the first half.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens with that first game of the season. I appreciate everybody for stopping by to Views from the 50 NFL podcast, where we're going to provide coverage of everything NFL. I'm one of your co-hosts, El Jefe. I'm joined by Tommy Graham, Wayne, and Sav this evening. And I hope everybody has a great night.